coming to get you.
Welcome to the Fear Central podcast. I am Mike.
I am Heather.
Lisa?
Lisa.
Heather.
Heather.
Lisa?
Oh,
What?
Whatever.
Okay. And you are?
Lisa, Paul.
And then this must be Lisa.
Chris.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes.
Gotcha. So we're all Lisa.
Yeah.
Everyone's Lisa.
We're all Lisa. Yeah.
You are not allowed.
But we are a weekly podcast.
We are?
that we talk about our ideas and thoughts about the horror genre.
Nice.
It's your first time here. Welcome. We bid you welcome.
Welcome.
Never been there. No.
We bid you adieu. We're gonna leave now.
Oh, okay.
We're done.
Bye, everybody.
Deuces. We're gone. That's enough. That's it. That's all you get this week.
If it's not your first time here, welcome back. And
Our subject was whatever subject you've been waiting for us to talk about.
yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
That one right there.
New flesh.
I really wish we had the wheel. Just
You want
I
to get a
have
wheel?
one. I can get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a wheel.
Yes.
do a wheel of podcast. Wheel of horror.
Wheel of horror.
That would be fun. Just
Yes.
random topic for the week.
But we have to do it as we start the show,
Yep.
Yes.
so we can do no research.
No
Yeah.
research.
And every week, the wheel changes.
What do y'all think about that?
That'd
I
be
think y'all
interesting.
should let us know what you think about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Tell us now. What do you think? Huh? What do you think?
Oh, it's coming in right now.
Oh, dear
but this
God.
week we are. Did I just crack?
Just FYI, we are not inebriated for the show.
Did I
so,
just crack?
yeah.
Week.
No, we would be far more focused.
We would be far more focused.
We be focused, all right.
We Lisas, we are a very focused drunks. Do we want to explain the Lisas or just leave them confused?
So I called in an order for pizza to be delivered. And the lady goes, "What's the name for the order?" And I said, "Heather." And she goes, "Lisa?" Heather. Lisa? Heather.
I think you ordered pizza from a Pokemon.
I think so too. But because Lisa
Who's
and
that
Heather
Pokemon?
sound
Lisa?
so much alike.
Gotta catch them all.
Who's that Pokemon? Lisa?
Is that like, Lisa, I choose you? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this
So,
week's topic.
This week's topic.
Flip flappers.
Flip flappers. Flip flops.
Oh my God. You've been officially cut off. No more Dr. Pepper for you.
Interesting.
Damn.
But this week we are talking about terror from the skies.
Specifically flip flappers.
Flip flappers, yes.
Yes.
Happy feet.
Things with wings.
Things with wings.
Pads?
Yes, bat.
Pads.
Wait.
You said
I thought you said bats and then you said pads. But okay, well, let's start with that.
Yeah.
There is a killer tampon movie, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Somewhere.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's a trauma movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
probably.
that
Have any of us seen the killer tampon movie? Do we
I
need a
don't-
break?
I don't know.
But according
But
to
if trauma makes it, I want 5% cut.
I'm pretty sure.
It is killer tampons from outer space.
yeah,
Wait, that's tampons. That's not pads.
yes,
Like I said.
Oh, so it's got to be specifically a pad. Okay.
Yeah, because they're the
pads.
ones that
they
have
got
the
the
wings.
wings. Yes.
because according
Always.
to a
Sorry. No
comedian
copyright
that I heard
infringement.
from, men invented the pads with wings. Because if women had developed it, it'd have been pads with tongues.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
The
Yeah.
phone.
No.
The phone was not impressed with your joke.
That's
Yeah.
done. That's done.
No.
Done.
All right.
Done.
So
Oh, that look.
She's enjoying that synopsis on the killer tampon.
This has nothing to do with the killer tampon.
Oh,
They have these things that you can purchase called killer tampons.
Yes.
And they go in like a tampon.
Yes.
But if someone tries to rape you, it cuts up
I've
your
seen
dingly
those.
bits.
They're
Oh.
made. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason they were invented was to
Okay.
prevent children from getting raped. More specifically, in third world countries where
Okay, I got you. But it just
Yes.
threw me off. I was not expecting.
it's so that the violator
Razor
actually
sharp.
has to go to
Are
a
they called the
physician to
anti-dingleist
get it.
tampon?
No, they're called killer tampons.
They're
So
called
it's a modern chastity belt.
pretty
Yes.
much.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And the person that does it has to get it removed by an actual physician. Otherwise, it will cut or sever that significant body part.
The dangly bits.
Yes.
I'm hoping it releases from the person that would have been raped.
Yes,
I think it comes
does.
out.
It
Okay.
comes out. It's like a diva cup almost, except it's
Okay.
got teeth on the inside.
Okay.
They point inwards.
Because I was about to say
Yes.
that would super not work if
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it was invented by a female to help protect women.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
I seem to remember seeing something about it, but
Yeah, it's amazing.
okay.
Okay.
Love it.
Yep.
There's your info for the day.
Yes.
Right.
Heather's like,
Well,
I did not know this existed.
We're talking about winged
I
bird
didn't
attacks
sign
and
up
stuff,
for
though.
this conversation, guys.
So on to birds and other
So let's
Said
start.
creatures.
Let's start with the one that everybody knows.
everybody.
Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Ugh.
What do you mean? Ah,
Love me some Tippi
really?
Hedren.
I mean,
Nothing better than the telephone booth scene.
What is the
What do
problem
you-
with the birds, Chris?
Is it because they poop on your car?
well, no. Okay, so it never really explained why the birds were attacking.
It doesn't matter. They're just birds. They went
Someone
crazy.
fed them Alka-Seltzer. They were bad
mad.
tummies. They were mad.
They were mad.
They hate telephone booths.
Yeah.
And apparently her hair.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I hated her hair too, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't great.
It wasn't that great.
what kills me is how many people that you'll
Birds.
talk to. I guess birds might kill me. I don't know. I haven't seen the end yet.
Oh, okay.
What?
Of my life.
Oh,
Birds. Anyway,
Anyways, what kills me though is like how many people that watch the movie will tell you that the movie specifically says, "Oh, they got angry because those lovebirds were in a cage. That's the reason for all the attacks."
I
Is that it?
So many-
don't
That's the
think
reason?
so.
So many people think that like what you talk to them about that movie and they will bring that up.
No,
okay,
no.
sure.
Because, quite frankly, like Chris says, there's no inciting incident otherwise. Birds just start attacking.
Yep. And then in 24 hours, they're gone.
Is it 24 hours?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it was longer than that.
it might just be the one day. It's been a while since I watched it.
No, actually, it's 48. I take it back. Because the day she gets there, it's almost evening. Mm-hmm. And
Which
they're
has already been
just
one whole day.
starting to attack. And towards the evening, they keep attacking. And then the next morning, they keep attacking.
Mm-hmm.
To about the afternoonish. So
Sometime around 1
Afternoon.
p.m. Yeah.
That's when they break.
It's like, hey, it's 1 p.m. We got to get to the other island. It's
we must continue on.
Yeah. Like most Hitchcock movies, it has a really nice trailer of Alfred Hitchcock just talking to the audience.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I will say, though, if you watch the trailer with that, when he starts explaining like the reasons that it'd be terrifying to be attacked by birds, it may like he goes on and like the idea of the like how hard it is to fight back against a flock of like things flying at you, and the movie does a good job.
There is a reason it's called a murder.
That's crows. Not all birds are called murders.
This
Just
is
crows.
true, but wasn't most of them
No.
in the movie
No.
blackbirds?
No. They were nightingales, they were crows, they were seagulls, they
I remember all the
were
seagulls.
Well, they weren't just eagles.
they were
Well, we're not getting there yet.
Oh, okay.
We're not just clip art. No.
they were a little bit of everything.
So yeah, you're talking about the unofficial fan film Birdemic, Shock
Yes.
and Terror,
Shock and terror.
Oh dear God.
which also features Tippi Hedren because the director James Wynn filmed a movie with her for one scene and put her on the TV in Birdemic, so he got to credit her.
Yep.
Boy. All right, Fast Fingers, what's up over there?
I was just seeing what kind of birds were used.
Anne?
They were wild-caught crows, ravens, seagulls, and sparrows.
Ha!
So some wild cocks. Okay.
Wild-caught crows.
So that would be a murder. Is that a murder of cocks?
Wild cocks.
Murder of wild cocks.
There's that face again.
Well, that's the oddest.
I hope it's not about the same thing that you were just
No.
researching.
For crows?
No. It was another thing on the birds.
Okay.
It says, what do the birds represent in Hitchcock?
And
And it says the birds are a political allegory about the physiological violence and capitalism and the fear-mongering of the Cold War.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Thinking
Seems
about,
like a straight
thinking
fear-
about the year it came out, sure, but
Fear of nuclear attack is apparent when the birds cover the bay like a white cloud, suggestive of a nuclear mushroom cloud. Not sure I'm buying that.
I don't think
can we
so.
get a screenshot of the nuclear cloud of birds?
Let me see. Maybe.
nuclear cloud of birds.
Okay, so what's yours?
What's what?
Your pick.
My birds? I thought we were still talking about the birds.
We were talking about
I
the
thought it
birds.
was an allegory for school sucks.
Were you about to say school shooting and you just said school sucks?
Hell. Okay,
It's like,
there's that face again.
You know, I'm apparently stupid when I watch Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I'm not thinking allegories at all.
I generally don't think allegories in anything.
Which is
I
funny
watch
because whenever I watch Birdemic, I do see, it's about nature because he keeps talking about solar panels.
well, it's not just that, but there's two specific parts where they actually get serious and somewhat act when they talk about.
Yep. Birds. It's the planet fighting back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
And then they give up, I guess.
And how we've destroyed this planet. And the birds are. It's the happening.
Yeah.
With birds.
Yes.
Yeah. No picture of a mushroom cloud with birds?
No.
No.
But 3,200 birds were trained for the movie.
Whoa.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of
frickin'
birds.
A lot of birds to train. Did they ever break them up into classes or?
I don't know. Oh, it says that the seagulls were fed a mixture of wheat and whiskey.
Awesome.
That's the
Drunk
only way they
birds.
could get them to stand around.
Mine?
to be drunk.
That is
So they really weren't
fantastic.
attacking because they were mad. They were coming up to you and going, "I love you, man." You're my bud.
There's some good scenes in The Birds, but I'll be honest, the only one that I ever remember like intimidating me, even when I was a kid watching it, was Jessica Tandy in the attic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's actually a pretty creepy scene.
Yeah, that is.
So now we have to sell some software stuff. I did it. I made the sale.
I did it. I made the sale. $1 million.
Way to go, man.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, since we've referenced Birdemic all the time, Birdemic is basically The Birds, but with a terrible love story on top of it.
Yeah.
For a good 40 to 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then clip art attacks after they have sex.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was funny
It's
that
clip
they
art.
didn't come to attack until they had sex.
Yeah, it's the next morning. They go to
Very next
sleep,
morning,
and then
yeah.
the next morning, explosions and clip art birds just like levitating outside the hotel.
So I didn't understand why they'd been dating a couple of dates or so,
Mhm.
and then
They went to
we're
a hotel.
gonna hook up in the hotel instead of going to each other's houses.
Well, they went on that road trip to the pumpkin patch.
Oh, that's right. It was a road trip. I forgot. Yeah.
Yep.
With a 1,500-pound pumpkin.
Yes. And dancing.
That was actually a cool part.
And
of the
dancing to the romantic song, hanging
Yes.
out with the family.
movie. Yes. Waiting for them to make that dish.
What are you shocked about?
So the director, James
When?
Wynn,
Yeah.
apparently spent 4 years making Birdemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a passion project.
And it was rejected by the Sundance Film Festival. So he put up banners and fake blood and decorated his van with these birds and drove around till he got the attention of one of the film companies.
What's with that van with all the birds on it?
Right?
Does that man need help?
Should we call someone? Should we call someone for him? He looks in dire straits.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm proud of us. Not one of us quoted a Dire Straits song.
We didn't, did we?
Nope.
Oh, damn it. Now I want my MTV. So, yeah, Birdemic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It is notably known as the worst movie ever made.
To some people.
But it is definitely not.
No.
No.
I've seen worse.
I think.
Way
Yes.
worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
think.
I could finish Birdemic.
I think.
Snow Shark.
I mean, you referenced The Happening. I think Happening and Birdemic is a solid double feature for a date night.
I think it would work, yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, Heather, what about yours?
What were you watching earlier today, Heather?
Terror birds.
Terror birds.
Terror birds. Prehistoric.
Emus.
Which I love is an actual line from Birdemic 2. Prehistoric birds.
They made a second Birdemic.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
was
intentionally bad, though.
Yeah.
I argue it's not as good because of it.
Yes.
So
So I was looking through and I was trying to find like winged creatures, and I came across this one called Terror Birds, and I thought that looks horrendous. I'm gonna watch it because that's what I do. So I pull it up and I'm watching it, and I watched it,
Uh huh.
and
and it was just as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
you couldn't unsee it.
No, I will never unsee these. They're kind of like a cross between like a
Velociraptor and
velociraptor and an ostrich.
it looked like a buzzard
Fun.
on the trailer.
Stupid, ugly birds.
They are very. And the movie wasn't like bad because of like the CG, like
Right.
Birdemic with
Yeah.
the terribleness.
Well, they just bought a clip art pack and just
Right, just slapped them
same
on there.
birds
But
over
these
and
are
over.
And it made it
actually-
move somehow.
they actually took time to make these like CGI birds, and
Yeah,
It's just-
they looked like actual CG animation and everything.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, they did. But
They didn't
the
look like they
acting-
belonged in the
No, they
live
did not.
action.
No,
but-
the acting was terrible, and the plot was atrocious. Guy goes on an adventure, finds these birds, brings them home. to
What
the
could go
cat
wrong?
ranch, decides he's going to breed them because what could go wrong breeding prehistoric creatures? We learn nothing from
birds.
Jurassic Park?
Prehistoric
Nature finds a way.
And so then there's a guy who climbs a fence in there, and he gets murdered by the birds. And then his daughter goes looking for him, and then they have to fight the birds because they get out.
No.
It's ridiculous, but it was not the worst bird movie I've ever seen. So
No.
Yeah.
Not the worst.
no, absolutely not. I've seen some very bad ones.
I will have to say, though, upon doing research for this,
Yeah.
we initially were just going to do birds.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 4 horror movies about birds.
Well, I mean, we just referenced 3. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's a lot more than that, but
No?
I mean, birds appear in a lot of things.
Yes, but
Yes.
not ones that are specifically birds. There's the
Oh.
birds, Birdemic, Terror Birds.
So I was just watching The Witch with my girlfriend in a distant state.
Yes, the Vivitch.
Yeah, and it occurred to me how often crows will show up, or crows and ravens show up as bad omens.
Yes.
Because with The Witch and Antichrist, both of those movies, very like satanic origins stuff going on, they both would like throw random crows at you. Because there's a scene in The Witch that I completely forgot where the mother is nursing her dead baby, and then and then it pulls back, and instead it's just a crow just pecking the crap out of her breast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they used crows in a lot of movies. They used it. What was it? The third Resident Evil, where they're in the desert and the infected birds they attack.
Yeah. Well, that's finally bringing in from the video games, because the crows were in the very first Resident Evil game.
Right.
Yep.
But
They were also in The Crow. They were in City of Angels. They were in
Wait, you're telling me there's
Hocus
a crow in the crow?
Pocus. There was some in Fear Street. All of the
Bing,
episodes.
fuck, you dead.
Yep.
yeah. So, but like another terrible one that we've talked about.
Uh-huh.
When I went back and counted, there was 11 on the list of bird horror movies.
Really?
11. Yes. But one that's not on the list, but it should be, and it's terrible, was Sharktopus, if anybody's seen any of the Sharktopus
Yes.
movies, versus Terracuda. So
Terracuda.
a flying pterodactyl
Dactyl.
barracuda mix fights the Sharktopus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was yeah.
it was bad.
Pretty sure that was I watched it on Sci-Fi.
Probably on sci-fi.
Yeah.
There was
Sci-Fi.
a lot of those.
A lot of those have come on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sure.
so I was just
Yeah.
it's Terracuda.
Well, I mean, that opens the door. I mean, pterodactyls show up from time to time and random things.
Yeah, you get them all the time.
All the time.
everywhere.
All over the place. Just
I mean, that was
flying
basically like 80% of the thread in Jurassic Park 3 was pterodactyls.
Yeah.
right.
I didn't want to deal with
We saw one that we watched the trailer for, Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyls, yes.
And there was a big one at the end. Very big
A
one.
giant one.
Giant one.
Yeah,
So-
it's kind of like King Kong up on the side of the building.
So, I mean, the audience is probably picking up that this is sort of a little bit of a relaxed one for us on this. But I will say that when I was a kid, unlikely place to actually creep me out. Dinosaurs, the TV show,
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
Henson TV show.
Not the mama?
Yep, it's specifically that character. Baby Sinclair runs away from home,
Yeah.
and he gets picked up by a very proper talking pterodactyl who drops him in her nest and emits 3 eggs and starts talking about how the babies will need sustenance or whatever, and he's on the top of like this cliff, there's no way, horrendous all the way down or whatever. Mother pterodactyl leaves, and then like the eggs start like cracking and hatching around the baby. I remember watching that as a kid, and I was like, "No, that's horrifying."
They're going to
Just sitting
eat
waiting
that
around to get
baby.
eaten. It's just,
I don't remember that one. You see, we have it on DVD, but I think we only have like first season, maybe the second season.
I think we have the complete season.
no,
How
So,
many seasons are there?
like 2.
Oh, well.
so there was
maybe
one
we
that I really, really wanted to find.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
was?
And I couldn't find it.
And that was?
Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. I really wanted to find it so much because, as if you couldn't tell, I like a bad B horror movie, C D horror movie
Yes,
for the most part.
or many a time that you'll go to the house and end up just watching terrible trailers.
Terrible trailers.
Yep.
Yes,
And then we picked the worst one, and then we watched the movie.
yes.
Yep. That's how we enjoyed
Snow
Attack of
Sharks.
the Killer Donuts.
Hey, that was not a terrible one. I mean, it was terrible, but it wasn't like the worst.
Trevenge.
Trevenge was probably the worst one we've seen.
Snow
No,
Shark.
Snow Sharks.
It was only 12 minutes long. That's why we made it through it.
Well, that's true. That is true. But that's about how far we made it in Snow Sharks, which
Yes.
was supposed to be a full hour and a half.
Yes, but
Yeah.
but we got through Trevenge, but just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love trees that attack.
Yeah,
Well,
not just trees, Christmas trees.
Yes.
we referenced it last time. I will say Jeepers Creepers monster design with the flying
Yeah.
actually is fairly menacing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the second one, it seems more menacing and more flyy because he's more.
I'll admit I haven't seen the second one.
Really?
Because the first one, he didn't fly a whole lot.
He
was
didn't
in
fly
a
a lot,
van
but-
He flies off at the very end with Justin Long.
Yeah, but the thing is, in the second one, all he does is fly.
Yeah.
And
he
he's
doesn't
like
have the
attacking
van
the
in
school
in the
bus.
second
And
one.
Okay.
yeah, he's attacking the school bus.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
It's good. It's
I haven't watched it.
I liked it way better than I liked the third one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third one was horrible.
It was
But
terrible.
the third one also had that director that was,
Yeah.
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 Yep.
One that I thought of, not specifically birds, but kind of. On Netflix, there's Silence
Oh yeah.
with,
Sure.
yeah,
That's the one.
Tucci. Can't remember his first name.
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley Tucci. So this one's about like some. I get they're kind of like pterodactyls. They're supposed to have been caved inside the earth for thousands or millions of years, and some company is mining and ends up cracking a hole into where they're at, and they all get released. And just like with The Quiet Place, you can't make noise; they'll hear you
Yeah.
when they come in and flocks, murders, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and just attack. Came out right after Bird Box, which I was not super fan of that one.
Well, that's the one. Is that the one related to Bird Box, or is it related to Quiet Place? I remember it's one or the other, and it's a matter of fact that the movies switched
Quiet
order,
Place.
that the books came out in different, like the book was out before the movie.
It was
Got-
like The Quiet Place.
Okay.
It was like, well, I've seen people reference both when talking about it.
What I remember, Silence, the novel, was out before they had a script for Quiet Place, and then
Yeah.
Quiet Place came out, and then Silence came out. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of fact. It's like, oh, this one ripped off this, or this one ripped off this. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, I really like that one.
Okay.
Okay. I think I watched that one, but there was so many at that time that were all kind of the same. The Quiet Place and
the Bird Box and
then
yeah.
the Silent. And we watched several of them.
Yeah.
but-
Yes.
We did.
After a while, they kind of ran together.
Yeah.
It did.
But another one I really like, Mimic.
I love Mimic.
Yeah.
Mimic was
is
good.
great.
Yes, Mike sent me a picture, and I could not for the life of me remember what movie it was from. And so I was like, what is that? But then when he said it, it was like it instantly clicked, and I was like, I know exactly the scene in that movie what that's from.
Yep.
Another
Yeah.
like giant cockroaches dressed like humans.
It's a very solid Del Toro movie, but it's sort of sad whenever you hear about the backstory behind it, because he just didn't get to make the movie he wanted.
Yeah.
So even if you get the director's cut, it's not exactly what he wanted.
I would love to see the director's cut.
Yeah.
Just the same way with Nightbreed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like Nightbreed. I love Nightbreed. And then I saw the director's cut, and I was like, where has this been forever?
Hanging around at parties, I guess, on Nightbreed.
Right? Actually, they lost a lot of the footage for a long time.
Mm-hmm. They're found in private collections.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, any other birds?
No.
Insects? Like maybe
Birds.
brundlefly?
But I'm bringing the kaiju.
Are you?
Yes.
Which one?
All of them.
I love them.
All of it?
Hold on.
Well, you got to say one of them. Or you're going to talk about any of them.
All fly.
Okay, well, if we're going to be specific,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking about
Flying.
flying, there is King Ghidorah, there is Mothra, there is, let's see, Mada.
Mm-hmm.
Mada.
There's one called
The
Mada.
hell's Mada?
There's one called Batara Megaxerus. There is also one.
Megaguirus?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And then there are some that are in the second Pacific Rim, but I don't know precisely which ones they are.
Well, there was
did
one
you say
in the
Mothra
first-
or Rodan?
No.
I said Mothra.
I heard Madar.
That is the name of one of them, but it is not the more well-known ones.
Okay.
Did you bring up Gamera, the flying turtle?
Yeah, but he only flies when he's in that one attack.
I mean, he pulls his head and his arms into a shell, and jets come out and just
spins. Kind of like he's flung almost, so it's not really flying.
Well, since we haven't referenced Kaiju all that much amidst our broadcast or podcasts.
Okay, so Kaiju tends to bring up from Pacific Rim 1 and 2, and then there is reference to Godzilla monsters being Kaiju or being the ancestors of Kaiju. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the distinct impression you grew up with them.
Yes, I did.
Because in Japanese, Kaiju just means
monsters.
Large creature.
So the reason he references that one, Paul, not my husband.
No, Paul's not your husband.
Is the fact that my grandmother was Japanese, and when I was little, that's what we would watch, would be the old samurai movies and the original Godzilla movies, and even
Heck yeah.
yeah. So I grew up with all the old school monsters, and I love it.
First,
You must save the egg.
horror movie, I guess, is Godzilla.
The original, yeah.
The original, being we would make a big. I was little, and there's a picture of us with a big couch fort, couch cushion fort, and we're all sitting there and we're watching Godzilla, and we're all scared because it's a big monster, but we're all little bitty. So but you could see us. We're like glued to the TV. We're just watching it, with wide eyes and just like gaped mouths and like, So. I love me some.
There was definitely that, but I also remember being 5 or 6 and watching original Godzilla movies and like, sure is a lot of talking.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking, but
so when I was little and I was in full monster mode, I actually wanted to be Godzilla, and because hey, he gets to trample Tokyo all the time, and so my grandmother would actually go get card decks that she had, and she would make little card villages, and I got to stomp around on them and knock them all down, and then afterwards she was like, okay, now pick them all up.
I mean, how many times have you done Lego or Lincoln Log villages and not been the monster that destroyed them at the end?
Tons.
You gotta do that.
Got to.
It was so hilarious, and when Lilo and Stitch came out, and that scene where he's watching the old school monster movie, and then he stacked everything up and did it, I just was like, oh my god, that takes me back to when my grandma did that.
Yeah, how come Lego doesn't have the Godzilla sets like they do the Batmans and all the others?
Lego, get onto that.
That would be awesome.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, just saying. But yeah, I still love the old school monsters that fly and come out. And
Okay. All right. Favorite Kaiju?
you're looking at it right in front of you. I mean,
Okay.
Buddha?
no, King Ghidorah.
Well, I'm looking at 2, so.
Well, you got to have the Godzilla, the old school Godzilla, and then I have a miniature Godzilla, and then I have King Ghidorah.
Uh-huh.
No.
And there's more to come. I got to find more.
More.
Y'all can help with that. If
Let's
you have
have
any
more.
Godzilla toys, just send them my way.
Yeah.
I love you.
You can buy Godzilla Lego packs.
What?
So
Really?
you can
Yes.
build Toyota. You can build Toyota
Yes.
Tokyo.
I want to build Lego Tokyo.
I'm not sure if it shows you the villages that you can, but you can build the Godzillas and the other flying creatures.
Yes.
No, we need the ones that have the miniature laser tanks.
Go, Godzilla.
No, what was so
Right?
funny was growing up, though, my mom, of course, she's half Japanese, but the 2 girls, the twins that were in the Mothra that sings the songs, my mom actually looked like them.
Okay.
And so, and she actually does know the song and can sing it perfectly. And so
Guess what she's doing next time she comes down?
I don't know if she still knows how to do that. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a hot second, 30 years.
Yeah.
But I always was like, Mom, did they model the girls after you? She's like, no. When you're young, you think your mom's like,
absolutely.
Hey.
Well, see, that was one thing in the second American Godzilla.
Okay.
Yes.
The first one with Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
I wasn't overly fond with what they did with Mothra. There should have been so much more that Mothra would have done other than, I'm going to sprinkle dust on Godzilla and make him come back to life.
Mm-hmm. It was a very packed movie, though.
It was.
You
There was a
had
lot to
about, 15, 20 monsters in there?
Yeah.
You could not do the backstory in all of them in 2 hours.
No,
It's
but
not happening.
she could have been utilized more than just, oh, look, this is Mothra, and then later she comes back and goes, I'm going to save Godzilla.
Well, yeah. True. But
Yep.
So, flying things.
Yeah.
Brundlefly.
One big one we're missing.
is
The Fly.
I just said
Well,
Brundlefly.
that's why he just
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
she was semi-listening.
I was
I get that a lot.
listening.
That became
She
very
kept hearing
obvious.
Brumblefly, Brumblefly.
Brundlefly. One we're missing, though,
Sorry.
is the
The
fly.
fly.
Sorry. I was in my own
Yes,
little.
yes, let's go past
It has been a very long weekend.
Yes, it has
It's like-
for all of us.
But
Tuning out.
yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
I know.
Oh, did you say the fly? Yeah, okay.
Someone
fly.
talking.
The Fly was actually not what I was going to say, but
Oh, okay.
I was half listening and I got Brundlefly. And
Yeah.
what I was going to say is The Mist.
Oh, the mist,
Ooh,
yes.
yeah,
The
there's
mist.
flying
The
things in
flying
there.
things that
Flying
come on the
alien
windows.
things, yes.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that
Oh,
movie so
it's a
much.
great movie.
Yeah. They have crazy eyeballs.
Yes.
Yes.
Spiral.
They got the
pupils.
googly eyes.
Yeah. They look like giant skeeters.
It
Giant
did look like
skeeters.
giant skeeters. There is one called Mosquitoes.
Yes.
And I watched the trailer for it, but I had to buy it and I wasn't going to spend money on
And
that.
if you go back and look a lot through the 60s and 70s, they had a lot of those. They had like the bees and mosquitoes and ants.
Well, because
and
insects are gross for most people, and let's make them big, giant, gross. And
There was bats.
funny enough, those are the ones that
Bats,
always
yes.
scared
Yeah.
me.
Bats. Yeah.
Giant bug movies were the ones that always scared me because they didn't do like typical horror movies. They didn't put the music in
Oh,
Yeah.
to
no,
let you
no,
prep.
no,
It was just
no.
like, here's some music, something's going to happen. And the music goes away, and like 5 minutes later, boom, giant
Boom,
monster,
giant
ant or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
like,
But that was what made them great.
Yeah.
And that's what still makes them great. It's not the fact that the music swells up. Because in any horror movie, whenever there's a kill, whenever there's something that's going to be done, there's that swell of music to kind of get you ramped up. But most monster movies, they don't have that. And
they
it
rely
gets
solely
you
on the creature.
every time
Yeah.
because of the creature. And that's what makes them amazing.
yeah. Yeah. Totally. But since you weren't going to say the fly,
I wasn't. Sorry. That's what I get for half listening. I was deep in research mode. Sorry.
She was down the rabbit hole.
Happens.
Come back, Lisa. We miss you.
To be fair,
Lisa's gone.
even though it is the I don't know, we're talking both Vincent Price and the Goldblum.
Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
so there's a lot more flying in the Vincent Price fly.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. Goldblum, very tragic body horror.
yes.
Very, very tragic body horror.
Some of that is so great when he's just like scratching his ear and it falls off.
Yeah. That movie came on. That movie came on during one of our Halloween parties, and the little ones,
Oh, yeah.
they were in the room. Everybody else was on the porch, and I'm like, oh, we need to turn the television from this scene because it was the bar scene.
I think that was the one where they were just like, and they were watching it too. They were just like glued to it.
Yeah, they normally don't They normally don't pay attention, but I was
Yeah,
like,
you know.
oh no.
Normally during the Halloween party, we have
kid-friendly things going. In
yeah,
every
we
room.
have kid-friendly
We have-
things.
We have activities and movies and such for the kids, cartoons and such. But
Yeah.
during this particular one, we were all out on the porch, and there they are watching the bar scene in The Fly. like of all the scenes to be watching, and all the movies that we have watched during
Gold
those
star in
times.
parenting there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We know how to do it.
This is why our children are not afraid of monsters.
No.
They're not.
Actually, they're the opposite. They're the ones begging us to turn them into monsters, and we're like, no, have you met you?
Well, and I think that goes a long way, like, with kids these days. You know, most of them seem like they're desensitized because of movies and video games and all of that. But
Right.
ours are not so much desensitized. They just know they're not afraid of them because they know their makeup and you
If they're
know.
not human, then they're in a CGI. They
Yeah.
know the environment,
Right.
you know, and they also know that even if it's CGI, there is an actor in a green suit, and this is
Well,
what they look like.
And it's really funny
Yeah.
because the flying creatures never bothered Charlie. None of them ever bothered Charlie.
The thing that like, it's weird because it's almost like to get to me being afraid of flying things, I have to almost interact with it and think about it. Because it's just like, okay, if I'm swooped up by something and it starts attacking me and I'm like 50 feet in the air, I'm not enjoying this because I'm going to have to like fall down if
Are
I'm
you
going to
sure
try to get away.
I mean, you're a boy. You might bounce. There might be a little chance. You got some fluff to you. You might have a little bit of a landing problem.
So I'm a big horror fan and creature flick fan and everything like that. But I will admit, I seem to be the only one that was slightly horrified in Jurassic World whenever Morgan Le Fay died. Because everybody else was like, ha, that's what you get. And I'm like, she really wasn't that bad a character. Like, she was having to sit there watching the two brats the whole movie.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, random pterodactyl monstrosity
Swoops down.
her up. She's getting attacked by two things in the air, and then she gets dropped into the gaping maw of the
While
huge,
Jimmy Buffett is
huge-
running.
Crocodile looking thing.
And I seem to remember it snapping down on her too.
Yes,
they
it did.
I do have one very hilarious video that was taken by my husband of our middle child, and it was an actual oversized moth that came in. She was screaming at it, "Go away, Mothra! Don't attack me now! What are you doing?" It was just hilarious.
And okay, so everybody should know by now we're in Texas,
Yeah.
Yes.
and we grow things bigger in Texas.
Yes, we do.
Moths,
Spiders,
Cicadas this year.
yes,
cicadas this year.
God.
Yes, but
They are huge.
But like what you're saying about the
There is
moths,
a
we get
cicada
these
movie, I just haven't seen
humongous ones, and you're like, "Whoa!"
They are
you're in
literally
middle
the
of the night,
size of
walking
your
outside.
hands.
You turn your light on, and there they come dive bombing you in the face. It'll freak you out.
I'll tell you, every kid has at least been disgusted by a June bug growing
yes,
up in
yes.
Texas.
It's true.
Because like nice little hard as rocks sticky things that just dive bomb your head.
Yes. If you're not from Texas, then you will never know the joys of June bug season.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia. Yeah.
And it's like they're nocturnal, but they're also blind.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
And it's why I laugh because my daughter is obsessed with Australia, and pretty much everything out there is going to eat you. And then
Oh,
you
those
come to
big
Texas and you have things that are just
bat-looking
as bad
things,
as
yeah.
things that are in Australia. And I'm like, why are you wanting to go to another place that has things that will eat you?
But I mean, here's the like if we really had something that we would be scared of that fly, I think bats would be my thing.
I grew up-
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
big, huge
I grew up
fox
I
bats.
grew up in the suburb of Austin, and free-tail bats were definitely
yes.
a thing.
They're
Yes.
still a thing.
Well,
Well,
and,
but
like,
I mean,
you
like
can
we had,
go
our
to-
schnauzer brought one in.
I love
It
bats.
brought one in, like in her mouth, and we're like, "Oh my god, she killed a bat! We need to check for rabies or whatever."
Congress-
And
It
then
was
they-
alive.
And they're like, Yep. As soon as we got close, all of a sudden bats flying around our living room like, oh my God.
But you know what I mean? Like bats are those one things like that seems like most people are afraid of bats.
I love.
You
And
know,
see,
I
I'm
mean-
the freak because I love
But I'm talking
bats.
I'm talking
and
about
I mean,
the giant vampire
I've
bats
seen those.
in
I
Australia.
want one.
No, thank you, Chris.
Yes.
No, thank you.
No,
if you get
I
one in
want
your
the
house, I will
6
not
foot
come.
tall
They
one
look
that's in
like a
South
puppy
America.
dog with wings.
No.
Okay, how could you not love them?
I still remember taking that. I still remember taking the slow descent down to Natural Bridge Caverns.
Yes.
And the very first thing that happened was Mom took one step out of that thing. Bat came, landed in her hair, and like grabbed on and was like flapping for like 3 or 4 seconds. She freaked out, like, "Okay, we're leaving." And we're
Yes.
gonna go slow ascent all the way back up.
Yes.
I you know, and I love bats. I've always been fascinated by them.
Well, I didn't say I didn't love them. I just said that's one thing that most people are scared of.
They are, and it's. I find it hilarious, but I mean, you know, if you look at bats, you know, film them, and flip them upside down, and it looks like bats are in a rave club.
Yeah.
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 So, I mean, I've always been fascinated. We lived in Austin for a while, but every time we wanted to go see the bats, they weren't out. So
There's a certain time of year, and
Yeah.
there's certain places around Texas that you can go, and like there's one just
A
outside of
bridge or
Fredericksburg.
something?
There's one outside of Fredericksburg, and it's like a big tunnel, like an old train tunnel.
Yes.
And it is full of bats, and you go, and they have like this amphitheater thing, and you sit, and this certain time of year, these bats, here they come,
Right.
and
Yeah.
they just swarm all over the top of you. It's
But like you were saying, South Austin, the Congress Avenue
yeah.
Bridge.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's the bridge.
So
Yeah.
several times a year, you can go down there, sit along the edge of the lake, just watch them come out from under the bridge.
There is actually a bat fest in Austin.
yeah.
And yeah, so I'm excited. I want to go next year. I love bats.
We
Bats
got to
are
get
fun.
rid of the other flying thing before we can go anywhere.
The other flying thing?
Yeah.
What's that?
The little virus
The
is
little
flying
virus
around.
is flying around.
Oh, that damn thing.
I
The little soccer ball.
I had to look it up to remind myself it was in that it was that movie. But while we're talking bats, shout out to a good creature design for a bat.
Which is?
Fright Night.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Which Friday night?
The
Original,
first one.
85.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yes.
was a good one, yeah.
Was it Nicotero?
No,
No,
that was
I
way
think that
before
was
Nicotero.
Burger.
Yeah, I think so.
Hang on.
Could have
We
been
gotta find
Burger.
out. Hang on.
Knowing all the great special effects that were done through the 80s, could have been Botine.
I'm trying to remember. I remember them talking about the werewolf transformation on that movie specifically. But
Yeah. Or it could have been Brick Baker. He did a lot of horror movies back then. But as far as flying things that I could be afraid of, I don't know.
Every time everybody's looking at a phone right tonight, they're all like confused.
All confused. I will say I don't like this kitty killer hornet
Okay, so
yellow jacket things. They're
Okay.
gigantic. You seen them?
Yeah.
Jerry Dandridge's. Wait,
Jerry
hold it, hold it,
Dandridge,
hold it,
what?
hold it.
Ken Diaz, Marina Pedraza, Rick Stratton, Dale Bradley, and Bill Sturgeon.
Steve Johnson.
I got it right here.
I got it right here,
Come
too.
Oh, it's on.
Dueling cell phones.
Dueling
I'm the fast
artist.
fingers. It's my job.
It's face off.
Steve Johnson
week's
did
challenge, though.
Stephen Jeffries' 18-hour makeup.
Stefan.
Stiffen.
Could be Steven.
Stefan.
I like Stefan, yeah. That's who Urkel would turn into.
Mm-hmm. It's also who Bill a Hater turned into when talking about New York nightlife.
Beat Richie. So, yeah. Flying things.
Flying things.
Flying things.
Get off my wavelength.
Sorry. I was totally thinking pads with wings, but
Always.
always
Good Lord.
just fly.
all he said, "So happy period."
Now I'm just imagining an always ad that's a Red Bull ad. It gives you wings. She like flips upside down and flies off.
It's gonna be a real bad pain right here. This show went off the rails early.
Oh, good Lord.
When's that horror movie coming out? The Red Bull. I mean, Discovery already gives us Shark Week.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. No more.
So, yeah, okay. Terrible things that will kill you in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I just drew a blank. How do you draw a blank?
I think you don't have to do it. I think it's already done.
Oh my God.
If you have a blank piece of paper, you've already drawn a blank.
Very good.
Yeah.
I like it. We'll go there.
Flying things.
Flying things.
Yes.
This week
Flap.
is what we
What
talked
did you
about.
call them? Flapper? Flippy flappers?
Flip flappers.
Flip
Flip
flappers.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Anyways.
But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to us.
Yes.
You can get all your info about us at fearcentral.net.
Let us know about your favorite flying creatures.
Yeah. Do you have one that you consider scary? We'll try it
Dracula
out.
doesn't count.
Yeah, we will.
But
Dracula doesn't count.
Dracula doesn't count.
No.
That was a good bat design too, though.
Yes.
was.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
Yep.
Especially with all the rats.
Yeah.
Yep. Props to
Those don't
Oldman
have
for
wings.
all the makeup
I know.
you got into.
That's why I said he doesn't count.
Okay. So he doesn't count. Fine.
No.
Okay.
Either way.
Flying things. Let us
Fine,
know.
thanks. Let us know.
Let us know what your favorite is. Let us know there's something we didn't mention that we should see.
We love watching new things.
Yes.
Oh, you know something that would count though?
What?
The count.
The Count Duckula?
No. Well, I mean, he does fly, but so does the Count from Sesame Street.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the count
One.
from Looney Tunes. You know.
Two.
Abracadabra.
Three.
I don't remember him.
You don't remember that was one of the best Bugs Bunny cartoons. Abracadabra turns into a bat. Hocus Pocus turns back to Count Dracula.
Yep.
And he starts messing with him.
Yeah, I remember
Abracapocus.
I gotta find that
I
now.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hocus
Anyways,
Cadabra.
Dracula doesn't count.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let us know whatever's on your mind. Just send us a message. We love it.
Did you say we love you? Okay.
We do.
We love you.
We do love you. We love all our fans.
Please don't stalk us, but we love you. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Stalking is
It's
a
okay. We like a good stalker, some good flesh meat, you know.
Chris loves a good stalker.
no. Tasty with carrots.
I always need.
Lisa does not.
No.
This Lisa.
This Lisa says no, thank you.
I always need fresh meat for the Crowley.
So the 4 L's are out.
Yeah.
We will catch y'all again next week. We hope you have a great week. We're going to work on having a great week ourselves. And as always,
Stay flappy.